My name is Juan Pablo Gomez-Pineiro. I go by JP or Juan Pablo. I'm 28. I am a control systems engineer. I wanted to just keep studying. I love studying. I love learning new things. I program a lot on my day-to-day. I mostly do automation. And I know that, keeping up with my software engineering skills is a very important thing in my career. So as I was browsing, I came across the boot camps and I said, oh, this is pretty interesting. It's kind of a rigorous 6-month, part-time experience that you can do so that you can learn all of these things. And, I know Fullstack offers a lot, and the AI/ML one seemed the most fun to me. So I decided to go ahead and apply. Definitely was looking towards the machine learning skills as my main kind of focus for the experience. What is really important to me is to grab a lot of data and make a lot of models with that data. I just wanted to get better with that, and I wanted to make sure that I can use my predictive skills with machine learning so that I can make better and better programs on my job, and just so that it kind of puts me to an even better field in the future, So that's what I was looking forward to the most. I actually have more knowledge than I was expecting to have when I went in, which is great. And more opportunities too, of course, which is obviously what we all want. My capstone project. I think I kind of gave myself this challenge of what I wanted to do with my capstone, and then I just found myself surprised that I was able to do it, and it was with some good success. So what I did for my capstone project is I made a Nintendo 64 game classification model. So I would feed it a screenshot of a video game, namely for the Nintendo 64 console, because there's way too many video games out there. Then the model will process that image, and then it would predict with about 70% accuracy that game was in fact a Nintendo 64 game. Specifically, let's call it The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask or something. And that moment when my model, after running all night, because it takes so long to run these models, it predicted accurately the games that I was feeding it, was incredible. Just such an incredible feeling. It started changing my life pretty immediately. Again, I have a specific situation where I work already in a field that I'm interested in, and I just want to get better. But there was a moment in the second module where we were starting doing like data science stuff that then led to the machine learning, where I was starting doing programs at work with what I was learning from Fullstack. So I would learn at night, and then the next day I would apply the same things that I was learning to work. If we want to get on a personal level, I met so many great people at Fullstack, and I can gladly say that a lot of the peers, my classmates that were in my bootcamp, are my friends now, and I was able to connect with them, grow my network of not just like professionals, young professionals around my age, but also just in general good people. Not to mention the network that I have with my 2 instructors that were great, and also everything that comes with being a Fullstack alumni and all the resources and connections that we get from that. It will be up to the individual, Yes, so many times in class I was paying attention after a long day of work, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm so lost. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do the next homework, and it's due. I think the beauty of programming and just engineering in general is that no one is born knowing how to do them. No one can just do it on the first try, on the first go, or it's not easy. It's just, that's the fact. Like, I think the aha moments that you get as a student at Fullstack come when you do your homework. That's when things click. As you do them tangibly, as you make a program that actually works, that's when things click, and that reward that you give to your brain, that's what you should be looking for. They were extremely helpful. I mean, they were available for us multiple times throughout the week for us to ask questions, show them our homework, show them maybe an error that wasn't even part of the homework or the problem. Like, I know how to do this work, but like for some reason, like my IDE isn't working correctly. They were so helpful in every sense of the word. And honestly, they were more available to us than I thought they would. Going to my classmates, I also feel like I couldn't do it without them. Genuinely, whenever I was stuck, I was messaging them. And I was like, hey, did you do this homework? I was stuck here, what was your approach or something? A lot of them also were great at asking for office hours. Maybe my instructors actually gave us so many office hours because my peers were like, hey, can we meet this Saturday? And whenever someone voices that and kind of like steps up, I said, hey, actually, I'm also going to join this Saturday. Thank you for asking. And, I think both of them work in tangent. And I think the better the students are, it just makes the instructors better. I think the most important thing is to, I know it sounds silly, but pay attention. I think the instructors are there to give us a lot of good information, and they emphasize what the valuable information is. And I think just being present and listening and trying to understand in their own words what it is they're trying to tell you is the most important thing. If you haven't been a student for a long time, well, I just want to say that I had plenty of people in my cohort that hadn't been in school in years, maybe more than years, decades, and they did extremely well, and they were not afraid to ask a lot of questions. They weren't afraid to message me and our little group chat that we made to ask for help, and everyone was so friendly, and I think that just made the experience